So let's take a look at Rushad Eggleston. He describes himself as vegan niblets of glee, twangler and bounciferator, eternal Sneth parade, and an imaginative nomadic wild cello goblin, ambassador of Sneth and spreader of joy. So he's on all the channels, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. And a couple of his recent important tweets that I've picked out. He says, I neck lifted a 220-pound dude in my show. He danced on my shoulders as I played fast cello riffs and grunted. Then I sprayed vinegar and lemon juice in my face. Another one here. When the ground gets fake, the real go underground. And today is going to be a super special spiffy sparkle spunk day. This clip is from one of his live YouTube streams that went on for over an hour. And here are many more that have gone viral. Well, we sat down for a chat via Zoom to talk about life, love and politics and what inspired these wonderful performances and what does he hope to achieve with his content.
Do you ever get involved in politics at all?
No, not really. Just, just being vegan and stuff. Because being vegan is like voting with your fork. Food, tofu, tofu, yay. I love tofu, I love tofu, I love eating it while playing the cello. Tofu, 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 yay.
What do you want to achieve with your content?
A real kapow, decorating the void with fluffy rainbows, kind of to make things sparkle and pop and go kapow and bam, and I don't know, just to shake things up, I guess. I'm not sure that my true motives are ones that could be stated, To me it's a very like a triumphant quest, and it's an important quest, and it's what I'm doing, and it might be a Don Quixote like quest, but I don't care because nobody is ever going to really be able to objectively tell you where the line between genius and insanity is. So that's a risk that you have to take.
No, are you married? How old are you? Where do you live?
I'm not married anymore. And my age is infinity. And I live all around, really. I'm from California. I'm from Carmel by the sea. It's by the sea. But I was born in Big Sur, right down from Carmel, in a redwood forest, in a log cabin. That's where I was born. Not in a hospital, in a freaking redwood forest, really close to the sea there. And I feel very lucky for that. And because of such a fortunate birth, I take it upon myself to do a good job completing this quest. And I've wasted enough time messing around with this and that, and I am trying to get serious over here.
But who has inspired you? I want to know, because you inspire me, but who inspires you?
First it was Angus Young from AC/DC, and then I learned that he got his moves from Chuck Berry, and then it was Chuck Berry. And, but I started on classical, and then I went into folk music, and then I started in classical, then I got way into rock music, and then I got into folk music, and then I got back into classical, and then I studied jazz kind of in college and all that. Boring. But yeah, a few years ago, I got really into death metal.
There's a really weird guy on the roof. There's a really weird guy, and he's on the roof. Well, there's a really weird guy on the chimney. There's a really weird guy on the chimney. There's a weird guy, and he's on the chimney.
I've been very inspired lately by that dude, Alain Robert. Have you ever seen him? The French Spider-Man?
Oh, I haven't, but I'll look him up now.
No, he climbs the tallest buildings in the world with no ropes. He just walks up him. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
I have this thing. I mean, I've always loved climbing stuff. I love climbing trees. And a little while ago, I realized that it was really fun to like post up somewhere, like climb up onto a structure or a roof and then blast down at the people below. You know, oh, it just feels so good up there. It's like electric. It's like you're more like an antenna connecting from the sky to the earth. Just bam. I don't recommend trying any of the stunts that I do. Yeah, I would say don't do those. But because you know, you gotta be.
You know the one where you were. What are the worst stunts when you were like there was a whirling thing and you were hanging on to the whirling?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was cool. I'm glad you saw that one. That I'm on stage, so to speak, at the moment. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, if I was just a normal guy at the party and there was a mudslide there, I'm not sure I would have gotten my clothes dirty and gone into the slide. It wouldn't have been that cool. But because of having the cello and the show, and that when I slide in and then it's triumphant and then I emerge, the music that comes afterwards, since everything I'm doing now is 100% improvised music. So the music that's going to come out right at that moment when I'm covered in mud and emerging as a monster from this portal is filled with a certain magic that could not be achieved in any other setting. And that's what the purists don't understand. The purists are like, why don't you just focus on the music, man? And it's like, they don't understand that music is different when you're playing in the middle of a mud puddle. You can't play the same kind of music if you're in a concert hall. I'm sorry. The way I see it is that the world and the universe and life in general is so incredibly complicated and insane beyond any measure that we could ever possibly dream of, that like you have to like pick your battles, and my battle is like inner right now. It's like I think after a while, you know, okay, the truth is my age is 43. Okay, so I've been at it for quite some time here, going through all kinds of phases, and you get influenced by this and by that, and you idolize these people, and after a while you realize that they were just a signpost on the road, not the destination, you know. So you keep going, make your own way, and eventually, like, I feel like the spirit is what inspires you, like the pure spirit. And I think that's how people become original, because once they're inspired by pure spirit, then it's gonna manifest differently in everybody's art who's following, because it's like infinite, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Once upon a time, there was Marth Nickwheel. Marth Nickwheel was a rustic rimbler of rowdy-fouty, and somewhat of a mirthful Mungu man. One day, while he was out dancing his famous electric clorbo dance, a strange flying saucer fell out of the sky and thwackled him upon the noggin.
Are you going to come on tour in the UK or Europe, possibly?
I would love to. You know, I mean, if you could people have been asking me for a long time. And this guy just today was like, please come to Wales. I was like, dude, fucking love to come to Wales, you know?
That's where I live.
What?
That's where I live.
You live in Wales?
I live in Wales, yeah.
Whoa. You know, I went to Cardiff by the Sea one time. It was beautiful.
Get your government music, get your government music, get your government music, it's already in your phone. Here's your government music, now you can't refuse it, cause we'll upload the music directly to your brain. That's like a cross between your brain and your phone. We saw you clicking the music, you must have heard the music, you probably like the music, so we'll send some more. Because you like the music, we're sending you some music, exactly like the music that you liked before. Get your government music.
To me, it gets a little bit sad when people feel like art has to have a political message one way or another. I mean, if it does naturally, like if they're stoked about it and they're using their art to further that, that's cool or whatever. But like, I think that politics are on like a binary thing. There's like that side and this side, and they're thinking that those are the only two sides in existence, whereas maybe there's like, maybe it's a sphere, or maybe like it's like a 4D sphere. There's dimensions we can't even see type of sides to the equation to get you know, so you just representing one of two sides and making your art like that, like anchored and weighted to one thing, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like space exploration and stuff, you know what I mean? And let me show you. Yeah, these are some of my inspirations right here. See those guys?
I've seen them.
I read in a book recently. It was about chaos magic. Yeah, it was called Introduction to Chaos Magic by Peter J. Carroll, I think. Anyways, I read in the book, it said, a person who wishes to become a wizard must seek alternative styles of relationship. You know what I mean? So like, to not be like old Harry and Sue, just like, is that really like a leprechaun? Is it like a leprechaun and Mrs. Leprechaun? Is it a goblin and Mrs. Goblin? Yeah, that's cute for sure, for people, for more like normal people. But I don't know. I'm trying to smack into something different here.
Waffles are my favorite food. Toaster waffles are my favorite food. Toaster waffles are my favorite food. I would eat them every day if people didn't judge me so much about that. My next favorite food is cereal. My next favorite food is cereal. My next favorite food is cereal. I would eat it every day if people didn't think that it was not right for a person to eat cereal every day.
Everything is like a two-sided thing, right? Like loneliness is the other side of freedom, maybe in some ways, and misery is the other side of comfort, you know. And it's always like, people always are going to complain. Most people have a negative bias towards life in general, so they're going to take whatever situation they're in and they're going to find the negative aspect, and they're going to think about it, and they're going to keep thinking about it, and they're going to talk to all their friends about it, and it's going to become their identity, and then it's going to keep growing. Whether it's somebody on, oh, my wife does this, or my husband does this, or like it's this friend of yours that just can't find the right person, and they're always alone, and they're so lonely, or whatever. That's always from a negative perspective. You know what I mean? But there's the whole other side of it. Everything's double-sided. So it's like, you choose one side, then there's going to be two sides of that choice. You know what I mean? So like, if you choose the freedom side, why not just be like, yay, I can like run through the woods by myself, and I can just jump around and fall down to the middle of the road, and I can do whatever I want and not care about anything, and I can jump over all the parking meters I want, and I climb up on anything and bark at people, and I mean, these are all things I do, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone should go out and like try to be annoying. I think that I'm not really trying to do anything in particular. I just like to flow freely and have fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're wondering where you are. Did you lose your phone? Did you wreck your car? You acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. Did you have to deal with an emergency? Why would you not reach out to me? You acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. I can't stop wondering what might have happened to you, and I just don't understand why you act the way that you do. Did your mom just have a heart attack? Did both your phone and your computer get hacked? You acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. Did you get real sick? Did the power go out? Why do you like to fill me up with worry and doubt? You acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. Can't stop wondering what might have happened to you, and I just don't understand why you act the way that you do. Did your house get robbed? Did you go to jail? What else could make you not even send an email? You acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. Yeah, you used to tell me all about your life, but now you cut me off with a silent smack. Cause you acted like we got back together, then you didn't text me all day. I can't stop wondering what might have happened to you, and I just don't understand why you act the way that you do.
That's one of the main things that I like to bring into the world, and what's the mission of what I'm doing, if it does have a mission, is to bring a little bit of magic. Like, for example, I was on a walk. I was like probably 30 feet up in this pine tree yesterday, and this old dude is walking by in this little neighborhood where like they're definitely going to be suspicious of anybody that's not from there. And like, his dog obviously knew something was up, and he was looking everywhere. And then I was like, "Hey dude, it's cool, I'm up here." And then he looked up and he was like, so shocked. And in that moment, it was like a few seconds where it was like he was seeing an alien or something. Or like when I got up on this parking garage in Florida. I'm editing that video right now. It was like 70 feet up on a ledge, and I blasted out in my black metal costume with just my whole show and everything for the people down there, and they were just so surprised. And it was definitely magic, because you could tell like the people were just so stoked that something like that was happening up there, because it's so like not expected or whatever, that it adds up to magic in the moment.
You are magic. You are magic. I feel it.
And if you fancy creating your own little bit of chaos magic, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Brees Media is all about you creating the content via your mobiles that you want to see spread around social media. This was all produced on a mobile phone.